Here we are with this week's edition of Backpage Blues. I've been fortunate enough to be joined by Charlie Skillen, who works for the Mail Online.
Hi.
Hiya. Charlie, first things first, and I know that we kind of put this one to bed in a special edition that we did, but I'm going to pull at the thread again. Lionel Messi.
Yeah.
I think that there might be something there, and hear me out, here's why.
Right.
Terry Gibson was on Sky Sports News earlier, and he basically said that Lionel Messi will not finish his career at Barcelona.
Okay.
Doors open?
You know, finishing his career at Barcelona and moving to Chelsea in the summer are two vastly different things. I mean, Messi could potentially have 10, 12 years left in his career. You know, that could be a move to the MLS at the end of his career. It could be a move to elsewhere. You know, Barcelona has strong links with Qatar. It could be anything like that. You know, I think it's a massive leap between that and, you know, a mega bucks move to Chelsea.
Okay, just hear me out then. That's one side of things. I had a two-pronged attack coming at you here, and that's one, and that was my weaker point. Slightly more importantly, they recently revealed who people voted for in the Ballon d'Or.
Yeah. And
we found out that Lionel Messi voted for Jose Mourinho. So his favourite coach in the whole world is Jose Mourinho. That must mean something.
You know, it's Lionel Messi might genuinely think that. It could also be one of these kind of niggling tactics from him, like following Chelsea on Instagram. You know, Messi is not happy with current conditions of Barcelona. He's had a massive falling out with Luis Enrique. But, you know, the thought in Spain and the thought here is that he's using these little tactics to get what he wants at Barcelona and change conditions at his club.
Little sneak.
Yeah.
Little sneak. Okay, so that one is looking like it's dead in the water. But something that doesn't seem to be dead in the water, actually, something that seems to be very alive, is Marco Reus. People seem to think that this is pretty much on the cards. I read something today that Andre Schürrle could be coming to the end of his days at Chelsea, and Marco Reus would be a natural replacement.
Well, yeah, I mean, Reus isn't one we've reported really hard on per se, but, you know, I mean, Schürrle's definitely been linked with a move away. We reported him to Wolfsburg earlier this week for about 23 million, which would, you know, result in a decent profit for Chelsea. Reus, you know, is a fantastically talented winger. He's probably, you know, the most coveted winger in Europe at the minute. You know, poor old Dortmund, every year they seem to have like a top player leave to a you know, elite club. Reus would definitely be next in line. Unfortunately, you know, we've got Real Madrid as massive favourites to sign Reus. But, you know, if Schürrle leaves, and Dortmund are also interested in Schürrle, you know, if Schürrle leaves and Mo Salah leaves, you know, we fully expect Mo Salah to leave on loan. QPR, the most recent club interested in him.
Match made in heaven, those two.
Well, yeah. You know, Mourinho will have to buy if those two leave.
Right, so those two, we'd lose two wingers, and Marco Reus, in theory, could come in and that'd be a nice upgrade. Yeah,
I mean, yeah, totally. I mean, it's not one that I'd completely rule out at the minute, that's for certain.
Okay, I can live with that. That's there's room, there's oxygen in the tank.
Yeah.
Okay, another one that seems to keep cropping up, Sami Khedira. Is this going to happen? I think it's a position that, at least earlier in the season, we realised that we did need a bit of strength. Yeah. Sami Khedira would be a great person to come in for when Fabregas or Matic's injured.
Well, you know, that's the key. You know, he wouldn't get first team football at Chelsea. That's what he's looking for. I don't expect Khedira to be moving in January. You know, he's got a contract at the end of the season, and then the world is pretty much his oyster because, you know, he actually has said that he wouldn't mind signing another contract with Real Madrid. But, you know, there's going to be a host of clubs in for him in June because he'll be on a free. I don't see him getting in the team ahead of Matic. Even though Mourinho and him have worked together before, it's not one that I can see coming off.
Do you know it's important sometimes to acknowledge, as Chelsea fans, quite how lucky we are. We're discussing a German World Cup winner here, and we've just said he wouldn't get in our first team. I mean, I'm very moany, as you all know, but God, how brilliant is that? A German World Cup winner, we've pretty much guaranteed that he's not going to be in our starting 11. So, yeah, that's good. Something a little different now. One of our subscribers, Charlie, has often been sending me a few messages and asking me to ask you a couple of questions, but one that he seems really keen on me finding out from you, the future of Micah Richards. He seems to think that there's something in it with Chelsea. Any life in that one?
I mean, Chelsea have been linked with Richards, you know, over the years, certainly. His coach at Fiorentina, Vincenzo Montella, spoke out in the press this week saying he's not happy with Richards' fitness. They switched like a 3 at the back system, which isn't really his kind of cup of tea. But again, you know, Richards is going to be on a free in the summer, so he could have a host of clubs after him. To be honest, I put him just at that level below Chelsea. I think certainly he wouldn't be looking to get in our first team, and that's why he left Man City in the first place. You know, I don't see him as a Chelsea player.
Yeah, and I suppose there's something in that actually. If you're not good enough to get in Manchester City's first team, you certainly should be good enough to get into our first team.
Absolutely.
Nice. Okay, well, thank you very much for joining us, Charlie.
No problem.
And make sure that you comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think. I'm always very interested to see your opinions on these chats. Yeah, so comment underneath and tell me, do you think there's anything in what we've been talking about? And also, any players that you want Chelsea to sign, let me know and I'll ask Charlie next week. Cheers for watching. Bye.